Welcome back to another episode of the SOS Wellness Show, my friends. I am your host, Tess. And listen, y'all probably can hear it right now, but I haven't had a voice all week. My voice is gone, but listen, I had something on my heart, so I wanted to make sure I recorded this podcast because I enjoy sharing my journey with you. I enjoy sharing my truth with you, regardless of what's going on, right? Because I always want you to show up for yourself no matter the static, no matter the turbulence. So, regardless of me not having a voice, we here and check this out. I hope this message, I hope my voice right now, wherever you are, if you're listening, if you're watching, I truly hope that after you watch this podcast, you'll gain more clarity, you'll gain more connection, and you'll gain so much value that you'll walk with your head up high despite anything that's going on in your life that's weighing you down, despite any people who haven't showed up for you. That's exactly what we're going to do today in this podcast, all right? So, a little update on me. Let's see. Let me fill y'all in on why I ain't got a voice, right? This weekend, I actually attended a conference here in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out, let me tell you something. My community is trill. You ever got a community of folks like when you get up with them, I don't even have a voice no more. I don't know the last time I lost my voice. And literally I was encouraged, inspired to see other speakers take the stage, to see people in their craft dominating the field. It gave me hope. It gave me life. And it's really amazing because that's why I really wanted to make this podcast about being your true, authentic self. That's really your superpower, my friends. You being your true, authentic self. And I know it's scary. I know it's uncomfortable sometimes. It is. It's awkward sometimes, to be straight up. That's the whole point of this podcast. I never want to give you like some rainbows and unicorns, like, oh, it's going to be easy. No, 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 no. Being your true, authentic self can definitely place you in some difficult situations. Being your true, authentic self can definitely put you in some transformational situations as well. So it's important for you to understand both sides of things. So therefore, when these situations happen, you have that awareness. All right. And that's one thing that has changed my life: awareness of who I am. Because you have to be aware of who you are in order to love who you are, which helps you gain confidence to be who you are, no matter who's around, who's not around. If there's a stage, if there's no stage, doesn't matter. You connect with that true authenticity, and other people get to see it too. So, literally, before I went to the conference, right? Before I went to the conference, I got a voice memo from my mentor. Shout out to my mentor. Oh my, shout out to mentors, y'all. It's just so beautiful when you have people who really want you to win. Mm. Oof, that just hit me. Who really want you to win, my friends. And it really hit me because when you realize people don't want people, it's a lot of people who want you to win. That means there's some people who don't want you to win. Literally the other day, I was having a great nature moment. It was beautiful outside in the sun. For whatever reasons, my friend, I could feel the opposition. I could feel the tug. I could feel just energy weighing me down for some reason. And then I was brought to tears randomly because outside of the energy that I felt, the negative energy, what brought me to tears, I was actually able to feel people praying for me, people blocking to protect me. So listen, I know it's a lot of opposition out there. I know it's a lot of pain, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. But always remember whose you are. Mm. I'll never forget somebody told me that years ago. I had just lost my granny. And so if you're working on trying to build your confidence, if you're working on loving yourself a little bit more, always remember whose you are, because somebody love you, baby. Somebody love you. So if you're struggling with loving yourself, that's we all go through it. I've gone through it myself. I go through it every day. It's the journey on getting back to me. But if you could think before you walk in a room, how powerful you are because of whose you are, mm, that will help you walk with a certain you have a certain level of self-esteem, level of love, and resilience. So literally my mentor, before I went into the conference, he said, Tess, let me tell you something. He talked like this real. Let me tell you something, Tess. When you walk in that conference, I don't want you to walk into that conference as somebody you want to be. I need you to walk as the future Tess. I want you to walk in there like you are already where you want to be. I said, ooh, literally started crying. And so I share that message with you today because regardless of where you are, you going somewhere. I don't know if you didn't know it. I don't know if that was a news flash. But regardless of where you are right now, my friend, you're on the way to something great. You're on the way to something huge. You're on the way to a breakthrough right now. So how about we start walking like that? How about we start talking like that? Literally, one of the speakers he said, in order for me, I have to hear what I say in order for me to have it. So we basically affirm, and you need to say it first in order for you to see it. So even if it's not in front of you, even if you're not where you want to be, I need you to start saying things. One thing that I got from the conference is I am debt free. Another affirmation is I owe no one. Regardless of where you are, it doesn't matter. Let's just talk as if it is so right now. That's how we build on ourselves. I am debt free. I owe no one. I am above and not beneath, first and not last, the head and not the tail. I am attracting wealth, prosperity, and abundance into my life in rapid ways. I will allow change to build me and not destroy me. Determination helps me build discipline. My soul will live forever and my legacy will be felt. I grow with every challenge. Listen, these are just some things you just have to tell yourself every single day. You have to put on your armor in this life. Like I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of opposition, my friends. This wellness podcast, it's not a lot of wellness podcasts out there because the world does not want us to be well. I was just telling my best friend yesterday, shout out to my best friend, we are literally taught to hate ourselves. We are taught to hate ourselves, which bleeds into naturally hating the people around us, judging the people around us. It's not a lot of conversations, podcasts embracing loving yourself. And that's exactly why we're here with the SOS podcast. And shout out to my wellness warriors out there. That's why I use the name warriors, because I know it's a war. I know it's a battlefield. So literally the world, media, everything is a lot of hate. We get taught to hate ourselves. But the moment you decide to operate in love, the moment you have the foundation of love, come on now, everything changes. Literally told my best friend, it's either you operating in love or you're operating in hate. It's either or. It's either or. We're just gonna make it as simple as possible. If you're operating in love, that allows you to, one, see yourself, allows you to be yourself, which then allows you to see other people for who they are and allow you to love them exactly how they are without having to change or without having to judge. You got to think about it. Any situation where it's some conflict or it, some friction or some static, it's rooted out of hate. And Nelson Mandela said a while ago, we are taught to hate. Love is natural to us. We were born to love. We were born to love ourselves, love each other. So how do we do that more? How do we stay connected, right? That's exactly what this podcast is, right? You like, Tess, give me come on, Tess. Tell me how to do this. How do I love myself more so therefore I can be my true authentic self, which allows me to understand that's my superhero, and I don't have to I am my own superhero, and I don't have to pretend to be anybody else. I literally saw a snippet. Tyler the creator, he was saying how much it's scary to him that some people like stuff just because he likes it. He said that's the scariest thing to him. And I've done it. I've worked before. I've been at certain jobs. I started to dress like certain people, talk like certain people, started to eat what they eat. I didn't even realize it, my friends. I was so disconnected from me. Mm. See, when you're disconnected from yourself, anybody can come in and just take over, right? You get influenced from anybody. And it might not be the best person, because listen, the only person that you should be is you. And people can see when you are existing in your true authenticity, my friends. It's crazy. It radiates off your skin. It's beautiful. I mean, seriously, when you are your true authentic self, whoo-wee. So I'll give you an example. For me, I present how I present here. I'm a very androgynous individual, and that's my base, right? I'm very comfortable with that. And recently, I just got these new earrings, right? They're way outside of my comfort zone, right? Had a way outside of my comfort zone. But because I'm securely rooted in myself, it allows me to branch off and try different things. And so that's one thing that's really cool as far as being your true authentic self. You still feel that connection. You want to make sure you can see yourself. So therefore, when it's time to try different things or time to experience different things, you still feel that connection with yourself. And you also can grow and seek and be new and try new things. I think that's one thing that's so amazing to me. When somebody is themselves and you can see that they're trying different things, but they're still them. They over here, but they still them. It's not saying that you cannot try different things if your true authentic self. It's not that. But let's just have the root, right? Let's imagine a tree. The tree trunk is you. The branches are your experience. The branches are the people that you encounter, your friends, your friend groups. And so let's get to this tree trunk of you. How do you stay connected with yourself? One thing I can say that helps me stay connected, I enjoy silence. Mhm. I enjoy taking time to not listen to music, even when I drive, my friend. Sometimes I can't even listen to music, listen to other people's words, get in my ear. Sometimes I just need to listen to me. And when I do that, I hear myself. I hear my heart. I hear God. I hear the higher power, that I feel the divine giving me the direction on where to go. Because my friends, to be honest, something that I have to learn, and I'm still learning, everybody ain't gonna like you, baby. Everybody ain't gonna like you. But like I mentioned, if that's the case, that's how you know they're operating from a place that's not love. And that shows you that because you are operating in love, that's that tug of war, right? Friction. That's that friction. That's that static. Because when people see you walking and operating in love, people don't like to see that, because our programming is full of judgment, hate, jealousy. But see, when you choose to operate in love, you can see that other people are struggling with that. And I don't want this to be you. I want you to love yourself despite all the bad chapters in your life, despite all the wrong paths that may have. We all have taken the wrong road before. Let's stop playing. Stop playing. And so that's totally fine. The beauty is still accepting yourself and not trying to pretend that something didn't happen, pretend that you're somebody else. I want you to walk. You don't have to look like everything that you've been through. But listen, don't forget, use all of that to help you stand taller, to help you talk with confidence. I love this quote right here. Please understand this. Bad chapters can still create great stories. Wrong paths can still lead to the right places. Failed dreams can still create successful people. Sometimes it takes losing yourself in order to find yourself. Ooh, sometimes it takes losing yourself in order to find yourself. For me, that's been honest. I have lost myself in relationships. I have lost myself in people. I used to only feel validated, only feel worthy if I was in a relationship. I would only prioritize my partner instead of me. I remember I was so lost, my friends. I remember when it was time in the morning time, I would make sure my partner had some water. I didn't even pour water for myself. And I think that's sweet. I think that's amazing. But what about me? Only way I can really be there for somebody is if I show up for me first. But see, I was lost. And if you're lost right now, listen, it's okay. Because wrong paths can still lead to the right places. Sometimes it requires you to be lost in order for you to find your true authentic self. So I don't want you to neglect yourself right now, be mad that you're lost, feel angry that you're lost. No, it's okay. Sometimes that's the path that you need in order to get back on the path of being your true authentic self. Okay? Your true authenticity is inside of you. The more that you silence yourself, to silence everything around, take time to either meditate or just sit in silence, sit in the sun, and just listen to what your heart desires. Listen to what the divine. Listen, you literally can get downloads, right? You just we'll do a little mindful moment right now. Let's take a deep inhale. Breathe out through your mouth. Take another deep inhale. Breathe out through your mouth. This time take a deep inhale. Another deep inhale. One more. Hold it at the top and breathe. Having more moments where you can silence everything around, it will allow you to understand your assignment. We all have assignments, my friends, all of us. We all have our own assignment. And every day we have to be intentional on connecting with that assignment. Because sometimes it'll be so confusing. You'll be trying to do somebody else's assignment. And last I checked, you can't get a grade for somebody else's work. So we got to make sure we quiet, we have silence in order for us to receive the download, to get our assignment, which allows us to be our true authentic self. You weren't created to be anybody else. You weren't created to be loved by everybody. You were created to love yourself in order for you to love and embrace those around you. Out of all the people I lost the most, I miss myself the most. And so I hope this podcast helps you realize wherever you are in your journey, it's never too late to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your soul, and reconnect with your purpose. Because I'm telling you, my friend, no one can do you like you. No one. And I'm still working on building my true authenticity. I literally got a message today. Tess, I can see when you walk, I can see that you're walking in your true self. So I just want to share that with anybody who's listening or watching. People can see you. So that means people can also see when you're not your true authentic self. So when you go out, don't you want people to see you? You don't want people to see the mask that you're hiding behind because people can see it even if they don't say it. You want them to love you. And the only way you can be your true authentic self is if you operate with love in yourself first. And everything else will blossom in the foundation and the soil of the love that you create, manifest, and build from within. My friends, my name is Tess. Big announcements coming soon. My next episode. Listen. Ooh, yeah, I should have said at the beginning. But for some of y'all who don't know, listen. I have my very first book coming out. So I'm going to put the link in this description on where to get my book. Let me tell you something. We're trying to sell these books in bulk. So if you got a friend who needs some help as far as self-discovery, self-awareness, understanding how to transform their own life, this book is for you. I love you, each and every one of you who's watching. Grab a book, Success Over Suicide, How to Redefine Success and Transform Your Life. I can't wait to talk about it more. We're going to talk about it more in the next episode. I know y'all, I know how you going to drop that at the end. I know. But more to come. Until next time, my friends.